Hey folks, this is Trascanari. I told you guys I'd be doing a different recap, that's why there's a different title for this video. This is a completely different campaign, so it's not at all related to the previous campaign that I'm running. I'm not the DM for this one. Vise, the wizard, his player is currently DMing this game. Alright, the current loadout for this party is Zeratul, yes, from StarCraft, who is the same player, the same guy who plays Phoenix in the other campaign is this guy's player, and he's a Genasi sword mage, so basically he's a water elemental that's also a Jedi. Just roll with that. There's a elf ranger, half elf ranger named Thane, played by Regdar's player, and a new player who is playing an elf rogue, very similar to Lucan, except he specializes in melee rather than ranged, named Blinks. And my character in the party is Wherefore, the Warforged Bard. So basically, he's a tanky robotic bard, and he's awesome. This campaign starts off with just so you guys know, the module this is played from is the Keep on the Shadowfell published material. So if you know that adventure, you know it's coming. Alright, so the campaign starts off with us wandering down the road, as most campaigns do. And we're just kind of wandering around aimlessly. The party introduces themselves. Wherefore speaks at length and kind of sings somewhat about his backstory. Zeratul basically says, "I'm Zeratul, I'm a douchebag, that's all you need to know." Blinks says he was raised by wolves, and Thane used to be in the military, and Wherefore immediately composed a song called Thanger the Ranger, and much joy was had by everybody but Thane. And we get ambushed by a group of kobolds. Actually, what happened was Wherefore rolled so high on his perception check that he was able to tell where they were when they were ambushing. So we kind of ambushed them and we bum rushed them, and we kicked them we beat them pretty well. Wherefore killed like 2 of them by yelling really loudly. Bards are awesome in 4th edition. Sorry for the microphone quality. So then we go to town and start going around. We go to the tavern/inn. Blinks and Thane immediately start hitting on every female NPC the DM describes, with Thane getting ridiculously drunk and blaming the fact that he was in the military. Let's see. Zeratul doesn't really do much in town. Wherefore goes into the store, like the grand shop, I think it's called, and buys himself a hat. A very fancy hat. It was called like the fancy top hat, and he put it on and he was awesome. Then he went into the tavern and jumped up onto a table. So there's a giant 6'6", 300-pound robot wearing a hat with a lute on the table. Just putting that out there. And he starts singing songs about how awesome the party is, and he introduces them as Wherefore and Associates, and everybody loves them now. And around this point, Wherefore has convinced himself that Zeratul, who is evil aligned, by the way, is his homie and his best buddy ever. So think like how Ramuff and Phoenix are in the other campaign, how they're BFFs. That's how Wherefore thinks Zeratul is for him. So they go around, they talk to this wizard, and I should say the whole point of the campaign. We've been hired by a scholar to go explore this keep because he thinks there might be magic shit in it. So basically, we're in the town just like south of the keep. So we go to this wizard's place and ask about the keep because we heard rumors around town that the keep is like dangerous and full of vampires and shit. And immediately, Thane and Zeratul's players start getting really nervous because in my very hastily recorded and very angrily recorded recap that is going up before this, they didn't do so well in the other campaign against a vampire, so they're gonna so they're not happy about that. So they're trying to verify everything. So he tells them. So he tells us basically. Sorry, I keep saying them. I'm part of the party. He tells us that we can't really. He doesn't know too much, but he'll try over the next day to go through his things and try and find out an answer. So he says, "Come back in a day." In the meantime, we go to the mayor's house and like and we talk to the mayor and say we talk to the mayor and tell him that we're in town for a while, and he's like, "Oh yes, you guys know about the kobolds, right? We heard you got attacked by kobolds. I'll pay you guys if you go kill a group, like see if you can wipe out their headquarters." And we're like, "Shit, yeah, we'll do that for money." And he also told us we could keep whatever loot we find, even though some of it might have belonged to the townspeople. So we accept and we head out. We bump into more kobolds along the road. This time they do ambush us. And there was this rock, this like 5-foot tall rock that Thane and Blinks kept trying to jump up and failed every time. Like, think about how bad it was when Phoenix tried climbing the 10-foot wall in the beginning of my campaign. It was that bad, and like in the meantime, we're like taking on these kobolds, and there are these two kobolds that they're traveling as a pair, and the DM reveals they've been holding hands the whole time, and it's like kobold Romeo and Juliet, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So we're fighting them off, and the ranger jumps up on the rock, and as we completely kill everybody else and corner them, the two kobolds just look at each other and like kill each other rather than die to us. It kind of became a running joke, and Wherefore kind of dragged them aside and buried them. So we go down and eventually get to the cave, and like by the entrance to the cave is is another group of kobolds, and we're trying to there are trees separating us between us and them, and we try to approach this strategically, and so we have like most of the party go right in and attack them, but Wherefore sneaks around to the other side. So they're taking on like half of them, and then suddenly Wherefore leaps out of the woods and like just jumps out and bear hugs this bear. He like just bear hugs one of the kobolds and crushes it to death in his arms, and just like scares the crap out of all the other kobolds. He uses Vicious Mockery, which is the most awesome attack ever, where he kills an enemy with psychic insults and kills a kobold who was trying to retreat. So we defeat them pretty well. There are no real troubles. Then we find that there are two entrances to the cave, and Thane has the brilliant idea of splitting the party up and going through each entrance, trying to flank everybody. So through one of the entrances, Wherefore goes with Blinks, and Zeratul goes with Thane. And when we get in, they completely fail to be stealthy and alert everybody to their presence, Zeratul and Thane. So everyone's like alerted over there, and like a couple guys rush over there. So in the meantime, Blinks comes out to try and ambush people as they walk past. He fails his stealth roll. Now, now everybody rushes me and Blinks. So me being the tanky, I'm the bard and I have more health than the sword mage. So I just stand out and I just start tanking like a freaking bastard, and just like hammering away at people. And they're like mobbing me. It's getting bad. So I've already used up one of my majestic words, which is my healing spell, as we're trying to kill these guys. And so Zeratul starts making his way over to us, and Thane runs around from the outside. While they're getting over here and we're still trying to kill off all these kobolds and I'm getting very hurt, the boss shows up. Iron Tooth, this giant goblin berserker carrying this gigantic axe. Oh my god, this guy. He just starts wailing on me, and it gets bad. Like, I dropped down from 28 to 4 health pretty quickly. And and there's still some kobolds left alive. There's a caster blasting at us. And I'm healing the rest of the party because the rest of the party's getting hurt too. And I only have like one mind. I have a Warforged ability where I can heal. And it's at this point where I'm thinking, shit. Alright, I think we might have to might have to sacrifice Wherefore and have the rest of the party retreat. Then suddenly Blinks scores a critical backstab and bloodies him, which just scares me more because as a berserker he deals 2d10 plus 7 damage on 2 enemies next to him when he's bloodied. And then Thane lands this amazing critical. Oh my god, with his daily Hunt's End, where he shoots a bloodied target for like 37 damage, and he just drops this guy almost to death, and then Wherefore just cuts his face with his scimitar. And then when we're finishing everyone else off, Zeratul, who worships who by the way worships the goddess of the evil goddess dragon of wealth, immediately books it for the treasure room. So we finish everyone off except for a spellcaster who jumps out of waterfall yelling, I'll see you again, and runs away. And there's this part before where we interrogated a kobold, and we didn't really get any info from him, but Zeratul tried to just hold his head underwater and drown him, but Wherefore set him free and pretty much admonished Zeratul for being a douchebag. So, we defeated Iron Tooth. We found we found some stuff. One was a necklace, which had the symbol of the Lord Orcus, who's the god of undeath, which is not a good thing. On one of the kobolds, and on Iron Tooth, we found a letter saying basically, the town's called Winterhaven, by the way. It basically said, my spy in Winterhaven tells me to keep an eye out for adventurers. It's no big matter, though. Soon I'll open the rift, and the people of Winterhaven will serve as food for Lord Orcus. And we're like, oh shit, this is bad. This is really bad. There's a spy in town, and we're going to be having to deal with the god of undeath. Yeah, summoning Satan's usually not too good of a thing. So we looted the room. Wherefore actually got some really sweet dwarven chainmail, so I'm psyched about that. And everyone else got some shinies. Wherefore also found a mirror and attached it to his back and draped his cape over it. So if we fight some Gorgons, I'm fucking covered. But that's where we ended the session. And yeah, no one leveled up yet, but we only had a few encounters. It's honestly really fun to be a player again. I kind of miss it. So, yeah, that was fun. In fact, in a little bit right now, we're going to do my campaign again. We're really hammering on the D&D this weekend. So, I'll see you guys next time. This is Trasknari, signing out.